Okay, so we look at Kerbal Space Program at 21/9. Now this spaceflight title is unlikely to be something you haven't heard of, and for damn good reason. It's a bloody gem. The detail and depth to it is seriously fantastic, and the way it sucks you in and makes you feel like a genuine rocket scientist, even though I couldn't be further from that, is amazing. So following the 1.2 update, it's high time that we look at this game at 21/9. So first off, I am very new to this game, and due to its huge size, and I do not exaggerate that in any way, there was no way I could get significantly far into it unless I spent months coming back to it to finally get to a point where I could claim to know what I was doing. So I'm going to keep my opinions about any proper gameplay elements to myself and just leave that to the pros. But what I can say is, man, this game is seriously good fun. But anyway, let's go over the ultra-wide support. Now, whilst the gameplay is extremely deep and literally can suck an entire day away without any question, the number of screens you'll be dealing with are relatively small. So the gameplay all supports 21/9 natively, showing off more on the sides of the screen in all moments. All the UI elements shift to the sides of the screen correctly, and this applies to whether you're flying a rocket or building one, and whether you are in space or on Earth. This allows for a beautiful view of the world and your creations, and most definitely is the best way to play this. Undeniably though, some elements do feel far from the center, and it could do with some tweaks to improve its usability for speed of accessing menus, as sometimes you find you have to move the mouse a lot to get at items just due to the distance that they're spaced around. But on a technical standpoint, it's perfectly fine, and it's definitely emphasized by the fact that I'm running 1440p and not 1080p. There is a stretched background image in the astronaut complex and administration building, but they aren't too bad, and they feature in lesser used buildings anyway. And really lastly, the main menu is 21/9, and the settings menu also. However, the settings menu elements, as I said before, they're just too small and far around on the screen. You can see what I mean on screen. And they're just prone to the same problems as the game UI, just requiring a lot of mouse movement. But yeah, it's not exactly much of a problem. Now, I might have missed one or two screens in the game. I've tried to check everything possible, but I'm only a rookie, and so I might have missed something. But what I can say is from the design of everything I've seen so far, any other menus are extremely likely to support ultra-wide resolutions very well, so I'm not worried about any serious problems coming up later on. Now, I really would love to be able to give you a fully fleshed opinion of the game, but I simply am in no position to do that. As I said, this game is huge. There is so much to learn and requires a lot of time and trial and error before you can claim to know everything it has to offer. So I would recommend watching someone like Scott Manley, who was the channel that I was watching, when it comes to learning about Kerbal Space Program, as you'll get a far more in-depth look at everything it has to offer. Though, yeah, I know the videos won't be 21/9, sadly. What I can say though is don't worry too much about the very significant depth to this game. Don't let that scare you off, but instead just start it and work your way up. Don't go in wanting to get to the moon in a day. Expect it to take a while, and that way you'll have a far better time, as you won't be trying to rush through and you'll just end up missing key information and getting frustrated. Overall, I'm going to have to give it a WideAsFcuk score of 4. With only tiny issues to its 21/9 support, it's very close to a 5, and it easily leaves me in a position to absolutely recommend this game to anyone slightly interested in picking it up. Anyway, I hope that gives you some information on how the game runs at 21/9. Give this video a like if you found it helpful, and subscribe for future info. For any of the games at 21/9, head over to my channel. Hopefully I've covered it. If I haven't, then leave a comment down below and I'll try and cover it. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, the links to my Patreon page are in the description. See you later.